information do the public need to know about not only protecting their properties, but what they can do to survive a fire if it does, or if they are involved in a fire in one way or the other.
Communication was a problem from the beginning. Like for instance, the guys from MTO and Cape Nature, those guys, they're all working on mid-band radios, and the fire services work on high-band radios. So there's no radio communication except for telephone and WhatsApps. It's the only communication that we have. So communication is actually a problem on all our scenes. Yeah. And then obviously with the mountains as well. There's a lot of dead spots in the mountains where there's just no communication, not even cell phone communication.
Communication, I think, has been the real issue here, more than anything else, communication. And it's communication from the top down.
It's my belief that IT was one of the key actors in responding to disaster. Nowadays, everything's based on communications, internet connectivity, and I do think IT played a big role in supporting and assisting in the disaster. Once our landlines were down and we were mainly running on cellular networks, it quickly became apparent that the fire teams, especially those arriving from all over the country or the province, were heavily reliant on cell phone communication, to such an extent that Vodacom had called me at one stage to say, a tower X is running low on battery power. We need to get a generator there, but the road's blocked. Can we get there? To the point that the fire chief was assisted in getting escorts for Vodacom to these towers to ensure that the towers didn't go down. So to me, that was not something I thought was. I didn't think cellular communication was that important, but it actually became very clear it was very important.
There were no systems in place for somebody to take command and to actually get information out to other people or anything like that. We weren't getting information from anybody. So we quite geographically isolated, so there was no information coming in about what was going on.
And if you're living in an environment which you don't understand all the dangers, find out. And the people that needs to educate you and help you must be available. And once you join a FPA, you are expecting that the FPA is going to give you a service which is going to look after you and warn you. And you might not like it, because they might tell you that you need to open up a barrier around your house of so many meters, and you're going to say, my goodness, but I want to be in the bush. Then they're going to warn you and say, if you want to be in the bush and it's going to go in the air, you're expecting that from the professional people to warn you because you don't know. I didn't know. Okay. A lot of people in Knysna didn't know. Tony and Madre didn't know, because they weren't educated in that. And I feel that if you are in such an environment now, and you are close, and you know that that stuff that's around you can burn, get the right help.